Good morning, dear students. So, this is a very interesting chapter. Evans tries an O level, and we saw how Evans enjoyed fish and chips and a nice walk, and but he was thinking also about his plan, and actually, now the readers are getting to know how everything was planned. He was thinking that how he, with only a razor, he cut his hair, he finally cropped his hair, and how he was allergic to plaster, that false beard, and everything he was thinking. And we are getting to know about his plans, but step by step. So, next, he has came there and now he is thinking about all the plan and he reached hotel. The receptionist wasn't the same girl who had booked him in. Now maybe with the shift the person has changed, but the change was definitely for the better. We would see how. As he collected his key, he gave her his best smile, told her he wouldn't be bothering with breakfast, ordered the Daily Express, and asked for an early morning call at 6:45 a.m. So the girl was also interested as Evans collected his key and he gave her the best smile, and he also told her that he would not be having the breakfast, and he also ordered the newspaper because he wanted to see about his news. So he ordered Daily Express, and he also wanted a call at 6:45 a.m. so that he could rise. Tomorrow was going to be another busy day. He whistled softly to himself because he was happy. When one is happy, generally, some people do this. So he was also whistling softly to himself as he walked up the broad stairs. He was going to his room in the hotel. He had sort of liked the idea of being dressed up as a minister, dog collar, and everything. He was liking being like a parson. Yes, it had been a jolly good idea for McLeary to wear two black fronts, two collars. So the person who came like McLeary was fake. We have already read about this. The real McLeary was also bound in his apartment. So the fake McLeary, who was Evans's friend, came with two black fronts and two collars. That is the reason when he was going back, he was looking slimmer because he had given his one coat to Evans. But that top collar, phew, it had kept on slipping off the back stud. And there had been that one panicky moment when McLeary had only just got his hand up to his neck in time to stop the collar springing apart before Stephens. So we have read it in the text that every time when Stephens was looking through the peephole, Evans was sitting with the pen in his teeth, between his teeth, and this person McLeary was sitting with his index finger on his dog collar. So that was the reason he was wearing two dog collars, and the back stud was just coming from the front again and again. So there was a problem, so that's why he had to keep his finger there. They had got that little problem worked out all right though. A pen stuck in the mouth whenever the evil eye here refers to Stephens, had appeared at the peephole. Every time Evans was not writing anything, he was just looking at Stephens and doing his small movements. But all that fiddling small actions with the help of hands, fingers. About under the blanket with the black front and the stud at the back of the collar, that had been far more difficult than they had ever bargained for. Everything else had gone beautifully smoothly, though only the problems were to wear that coat and dog collar. That is the reason Evans had requested that fake McLeary to have blanket. And Stephens had got some kind of doubt too. And he was also thinking that should he tell this to Jackson or not, if you remember. And then he thought, no, it is a kind of chilly weather, so maybe Evans is getting a bit of cold, so he is wearing a blanket. But that blanket was actually the part of the plan because he wanted to disguise like McLeary, so he covered himself with the help of a blanket. If Stephens were careful, and he would have told this to Jackson and if Evans were checked properly, then the plan would have got failed. But Stephens also was careless. Everything else had gone beautifully smoothly, though. In the car, he had found everything they had promised him: soap and water, clothes, the map. Yes, the map, of course. So, when at the board where McCleary was dropped there by Carter and they called for ambulance, from there, Carter had gone to his office and McCleary was vanished. If you remember, when the ambulance reached there, there was no person, no patient. So there, the car was waiting for Evans. His friends again were helping him, and in the car he had got everything he would require, like soap, water, clothes, and the map. Why the map was required? The Ordnance Survey map of Oxfordshire, that area, he had got some good friends, some very clever friends. Christ, ah. So this map was also very important. We would see why. Soap and water we understand, but why the map was important, we would see it. He unlocked his bedroom door and closed it quietly behind him, and then stood frozen to the spot like a man who has just caught a glimpse of the Gorgon, ghost, you can say. Okay, so he unlocked his bedroom and he was very happy. And when he turned and looked who was sitting in the room, he was like frozen. There was somebody who made him so much shocked that he was frozen. Sitting on the narrow bed was the very last man in the world that Evans had expected or wanted to see. There was a person sitting on the narrow bed, but Evans had never expected, and he also did not want this man ever to be in his life. And it was, who was the person? Who could it be? It was the governor. It's not worth trying anything, said the governor quietly as Evans's eyes darted, searched for desperately around the room. Looking at the governor, Evans was just searching for something that he could have to hit governor or to run away from there. But governor said, "It's not worth trying anything. Do not try anything. I have got men all around the place." So governor said that there are my men. There are police everywhere. Well, there were only two really, but Evans need not know them. With governor, only one person was there, but governor just pretended that there were men all around the place. He let the words sink in. Women too, he said. Governor said, women too are in my team. Didn't you think the blonde girl in the reception was rather sweet? So the receptionist was actually a team member of governor. So there were only two persons. Evans was visibly shaken because he had never expected that his plan would be solved by this governor. He would know his plan. He had never expected it. So he was visibly shaken. He sat down slowly in the only chair the small room could offer and held his head between his hands. So he was very, very upset and he sat down with his head between his hands. For several minutes, there was utter silence, complete silence. Finally, he spoke. So you can see Governor and Evans like this in the sketch. Finally, he spoke. It was that bloody correction slip, I suppose. So Evans is actually thinking, where was the mistake? How was governor able to know where Evans was? And after thinking for some time, he spoke that governor was here at this hotel with the help of correction slip. Well, the governor failed to hide the deep satisfaction in his voice. Governor was very satisfied because it was actually the correction slip. And he very beautifully said, governor said, there are a few people who know a little German. So he wants to say that I know German, so I have read your complete question paper, and he had got hints from there. Slowly, very slowly, Evans relaxed. He was beaten and he knew it. He knew it that he was defeated now. He sat up at last and managed to smile ruefully, regretfully. You know, it wasn't really a mistake. You see, we had not been able to fix up any hotel, but we could have worked that some other way. So in the correction slip, there was some hint of the hotel. And now Evans is clarifying it that it was nothing kind of correction from the board, whatever correction was made, that it is not golden lion, it is golden lion. This mistake was told through the phone, if you remember. So Ivan said that it was not a mistake, but we were not able to fix any hotel. So to tell Evans the name of the hotel, his friends had called him, and they said that they were calling from the board and there was some correction, but it was a call from Evans's friends, and they told him the name of the hotel, that was Golden Lion. Okay. Now, the really important thing was for the phone to ring just before the exam finished at 11:22. If you remember, Governor said, I didn't call Stephens to drop McLeary out of the prison, but it was a call again from Evans's friends, जिन्होंने गवर्नर बन के बात किया 11:22 पे स्टीफन से. दैट वॉज नॉट अ कॉल फ्रॉम गवर्नर, दैट वॉज अगेन अ कॉल फ्रॉम Evans's friends. To get everyone out of the way for a couple of minutes, so we had to know exactly when the exam started, didn't we? जब करेक्शन स्लिप के लिए कॉल आया था, इन दैट कॉल ऑल्सो दे वॉन्टेड टू नो कि एग्ज़ाम शुरू कब हुआ है, बिकॉज इट वॉज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ देयर प्लान दैट दे शुड नो व्हेन द एग्ज़ाम इज़ गोइंग टू एंड. तो एंड कब होगा उसके लिए ये पता होना ज़रूरी है कि स्टार्ट कब हुआ है. एंड द एग्ज़ाम वॉज लेट, राइट. तो अगर वो कॉल नहीं करते एंड वो 15 मिनट्स पहले ही कॉल कर देते बिफोर द एंड ऑफ द एग्जामिनेशन, तो गवर्नर कुड हैव caught them. So that is the reason this call was very important for correction slip. इस correction slip से they got to know about two things. One, the name of the hotel was told to Evans, and second, they also came to know at what time the exam started. The receptionist wasn't the same girl, and like a fool, I presented you with that little piece of information on a plate. Governor said that, okay, your friends called for the hotel name, and I myself told you about all the things. Governor had told on the phone when somebody asked, examination has started, I hope, and he said, yes, 10 minutes ago. गवर्नर नहीं बताया था इतने बजे पेपर स्टार्ट हुआ है, बिकॉज ही डिडंट नो कि ये कॉल बोर्ड से है या कहीं और से है, और गवर्नर को डाउट भी हुआ था दैट ये कॉल फेक हो सकती है. दैट इज़ द रीज़न कि एग्ज़ाम की पूरा टाइम ही केप्ट ऑन कॉलिंग द ऑफिस, बोर्ड ऑफिस, that the call was there from there or not, and the phone was continuously busy and he was not able to confirm whether the call was there from the board or not. Well, somebody did. So you see, sir, that correction slip killed two little birds with a single stone. Very important idiom or phrase. It's a very important proverb, to kill two little birds with a single stone. Okay, when two purposes are fulfilled with one action. So just with one call, two purposes were filled. The name of the hotel for Evans and the exact time the exam started for Evans's friends. The governor nodded. It's a pretty common word, Golden Lion. Good job. It's a pretty common, sir. Or I would never have known where to come to, would I? So this is a very common word, Golden Lion. There are so many hotels of this name, and if this call was not there, Evans would not know where to go. How would his friends meet him? So this call was very important. Nice name though, Zum Golden Lion. How did you know which Golden Lion it was? There's hundreds of them. Evans asked governor that how did you know which Golden Lion hotel, because there are hundreds of hotel with this name. This is very important. Governor said, same as you, Evans, index number 313, center number 271. मैक्लीरी ने ये इंस्ट्रक्शंस दिए थे, बट जब मैक्लीरी ही ओरिजिनल नहीं है तो इंस्ट्रक्शंस भी ओरिजिनल नहीं हो सकते हैं. Everything which McLeary had spoken in the cell was actually for the help of Evans. So this index number 313, center number 271, 6 figures, and if you take an ordnance survey map for Oxfordshire map जो गाड़ी में भी रखा हुआ था, you find that the 6-figure reference 313/271 lands you bang in the middle of Chipping Norton. This was the address. अगर ये मैप में डालते हैं, there you will get the location there. So Evans को भी ऐसे ही इस होटल की लोकेशन मिली थी, and the governor was also very smart. He has also got the location of the hotel. Yeah, you are right. We had hoped you would run off to Newbury. Evans said that we thought that you would be getting confused with that last superimposed paper. जो फेक मैक्लीरी था वो एक्चुअली जो इंजर्ड मैक्लीरी था वो एक्चुअली इवांस था. आई होप इट इज़ क्लियर टू यू. सो इवांस खुद अगर दिखा रहा है कि करेक्शन स्लिप पे देखो ये लास्ट में पेज पेस्ट किया हुआ है एंड दिस इज़ द प्लान, तो वो प्लान रियल थोड़ी होगा. दैट वॉज अ डेलिबरेटली शोड थिंग टू गवर्नर सो दैट वो इसी पेज पे कंफ्यूज हो जाए. उस पेज पे कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन नहीं थी, कोई प्लान नहीं था, वो सिर्फ सभी को कंफ्यूज करने के लिए खुद इवांस ने दिखाया था, हु वॉज impersonating मैक्लीरी एट दैट टाइम. So that is why Evans and his friends had hoped that governor would run to Newberry, and we did. Governor said, Newberry में पूरा search कराया. Well, that's something I suppose. That question paper, Evans, could you really understand all that German? Governor is asking. Were you able to understand anything? I could hardly. Governor was not able to understand that German. Nah, of course not. I could not. I knew roughly what it was all about, but we just hoped it would throw a few spanners, obstacles in the works, sort of muddle everybody a bit, confuse. So he was not able to understand any German, but the purpose of question paper was to just confuse everyone, and he was successful in that. The governor stood up and asked, "Tell me one thing before we go. How on earth did you get all that blood to pour over your head?" Because the injured McCleary was Evans, so that injury was fake, that blood was fake, everything was fake. But for that, how did he arrange blood? Evans suddenly looked a little happier on his smartness. Clever, sir, very clever that was. How to get a couple of pins of blood into a cellar? So he said that, sir, for this very cleverness is required, and I am clever that I have arranged blood when there is none there to start off with, and when the invigilator, shall we say, gets searched before he comes in. Yes, sir, you can well ask about that, because nobody was there with whom I could fight, or there was no sharp object with me, and there was no sharp object left in McLeary's suitcase because he was also checked. So how did I arrange the blood? And I don't know if I ought to tell you. After all, I might want to use that particular dash. Means Ivan said that I don't want to tell it to you because maybe that I would need this planning again in my next escape. Governor then said, anything to do with a little rubber ring for piles perhaps, because only one thing was allowed with McLeary in his suitcase, that was a small semi inflated rubber ring जिसके ऊपर मैक्लीरी ने बोला दैट आई हैव प्रॉब्लम ऑफ हेमोरॉइड्स पाइल्स. सो जब मैक्लीरी रियल नहीं है तो ये बीमारी भी रियल नहीं है. सो दैट लिटिल रबर रिंग वॉज एक्चुअली अगेन you can say part of plan because the blood was there in that ring. Evans grinned, smiled feebly, weakly. Clever though, wasn't it? So he's asking governor, it was very clever on my part, wasn't it? Let's see how clever I am. So in this way the blood was arranged. Now in the next video we will see how everything was planned कि मैक्लीरी को अंदर क्या लेकर आना है, how would मैक्लीरी appear, ये सब प्लान कैसे हुआ, and ultimately is Evans again caught or not.